gonna be terrible.
Welcome to Best Podcast. People drinking bottom shelf booze. I am the Reverend JP.
Just Diane.
I thought we'd talk like the published.
Oh yeah. I think it was Demonic Diane or something like that.
Oh, you know I didn't check.
Hmm.
Oh, we getting? Yes, we are getting the proper audio. I should have checked that earlier, but I was doing a bunch of other stuff. But yes, we are here. We are drinking booze. Like we said, we're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And we like to find some bottom shelf stuff, give it a review. And we still have a bunch of stuff left over. If you watched last week or if you want to watch it on catch up, you can find it at the Perico Productions channel on YouTube. If you're out there, give us a like, share, subscribe. If you're watching us here live on Twitch, give us a follow. If you want to subscribe, we appreciate that too. Everything helps to grow this channel and, do fun things like buy a Reverend shirt and pay $29.99 to become a Reverend, which is exactly what I have. You can also find audio versions available at bestofthebottom.podbean.com and links to all our social media and everything that we're on is at pericoproductions.com. And that is where you can find all of our stuff. But today we'll be asking, can Gwyneth Paltrow actually be relatable? Find out in Booze in the News. And we're also getting to some cult talk. But before we officially get this ball rolling, we have what we call the Bag of Doom. Yes, the Bag of Doom. In this bag, I go to a local liquor store, which is getting to know me quite well, and they're like, "Oh, here, have some random shots. I know that's what you're going to ask for." And we get these random shots, and I put them in a bag. And I only have 3 left in here because I haven't replenished, and I need to soon because here in New Mexico, they're going to take away our shooters. Those bastards. Communists. What we'll do is we'll draw out of this bag whatever random shots in here, whether it's good, bad, terrible, indifferent. And Diane goes first. We'll take this shot. We'll give you a little chat about it.
Oh. Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey.
I believe we've had that before. I know I've had. And I've had some good old-fashioned Smirnoff raspberry. And we're having technical difficulties, as per usual.
Sorry, I don't have the hands.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Cult Talk.
Cult talk.
Should be a side project.
Mm-hmm. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
This is actually tasty. I don't really care for peanut butter stuff or whiskey, but this is good.
I got nothing to really that burn.
Unless the Brady's from earlier is lingering in my mouth, but
yes. We still got leftover Brady's and butter shots. We may get to those later. But right now, we're going to be drinking the Kool-Aid as we talk about cults, because it's only appropriate. And we're going to be using up some of our leftover stuff. Some triple sec. We got leftover Patron. The Jaeger's going to be terrible. Of course, classic vodka. We got some Brady's Irish cream and butter shots. I don't know if all these are going to go in there. That's just what we have before us. And we're going to put in orange Kool-Aid and see how it tastes. I'm wondering if the Irish cream and the Kool-Aid might give it like a...
creamsicle?
Yeah. But I feel like that should be just like a small like shot situation, not like a whole glass. I feel like that separation in the... I think it's going to taste weird.
So are we keeping these shots or do I toss them?
Yeah, we'll hold on to them.
Okay.
Whatever's. We're just flying by the seat of our asses.
Yep.
Because that's how we roll. One other thing we like to do on this channel is we have the Florida Man. And the Florida Man, we find a headline of what a Florida man did on this date. And we don't talk about what happened. We talk about what we wanted to happen. We basically make up the story. So in this week's Florida Man, we have Florida man gets a bear on the beach birthday surprise. And honestly,
Bear on the beach birthday surprise.
this is very simple. You see,
Mhm.
it was just a mistaken conversation. See, this man wanted a bear for his birthday, as in a large gay man that was hairy and wanted to give him a little strip show. Because we don't judge here, and everybody's got their thing, and this guy really enjoyed a bear. His friend was mistaken and thought he wanted like a bear cub or a trained bear, and he went to the circus, slid a little bit of money into the table, and they went to the beach, had a lovely time, and he decided, time for your birthday surprise, and bam, grizzly bear out the cake. And that was a shock. I mean, when you're expecting just a big hairy man in some leather chaps and a cute little hat, but then a grizzly bear pops out at you, holy shit. That changes everything.
Yeah. I'm taking that one in, thinking about it. A surprise.
I mean,
So who got arrested then? The guy who brought the bear?
I don't think anybody got arrested. I think this is
just Florida man. I always imagine somebody got arrested.
Well, because most of the time they do. They usually
have I been doing this wrong? I thought we were like everybody goes to jail at the
No, this is one that I actually found where he did not. As far as I know, I didn't read the story. Like I said, nobody went to jail. Just it was a cute, lovable little bear that happened to be a grizzly, popped out of a cake, scared the shit out of this guy. I mean, there was a mess made. Literally. He just, a bear pops out at you and it goes, fight or flight. You got to lighten the load before you flight. And that's what happened. This was just a cute little coincidence. Later on, they were found at the beach feeding this little bear some lovely little bear snacks. I don't know what bear snacks would be. Maybe some nuts and berries, some salmon.
Yes.
Just some smoked salmon, some bagels and lox. And they're just having a lovely time with this bear. And it wasn't exactly what he wanted for his birthday, but nobody went to jail, nobody died, and everyone lived happily ever after with a little bear from the circus. He was wearing a fez too, because he's from the circus.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just natural. That's just how people roll when they come from the circus. Well, bears. Well, bears are people. If you're in the circus, you wear a fez or a top hat or a clown nose. I guess you wear a lot of things.
Keep going.
Maybe a vest. Sometimes you come out of a clown car. All those little things. Dan, do you have anything to add? What do you think happened to the story?
Florida man gets a bear on the beach birthday surprise.
Yes. I mean, this also could be a sexual innuendo.
All right. This man, right? That's what I was thinking. Can I pretend it's like B-A-R-E? Like I just read that wrong? Or I don't know the difference.
I don't know. This is your story.
Well, I always have such a hard time with this. I think the man is like trans species. He used to be a bear, and his wife was very thoughtful and surprised him with his bear family on the beach.
Oh, that could be an awkward situation.
No, but like they're all happy to see him. They all live out in the
okay.
woods. They live on the beach.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a loving, happy, like.
Okay, I'm glad you went the happy story. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
like, that's not my son situation.
Well, I was trying to figure out how somebody goes to jail at first, and then I was like, oh, nobody goes to jail. Well, then
They don't have to go to jail.
I thought that was.
I
the
mean,
thing.
if you want them to go to jail, I mean,
maybe.
look,
Maybe that'll just
the
be.
bear man eats somebody's face, and bam,
Well, that's just what I was
he
assuming.
smokes
happens.
the meth, and
Everybody goes to jail. There's just been a lot of police arrested, and I think that's why I thought.
the police
That was
were
the
arrested for
rule.
harassing a bear.
Nothing against Florida. It's just so many of them happen to say Florida man arrested.
Well, yeah, that's typically where it goes. That's why I was delighted to find a story that, as far as I know, didn't start with Florida man arrested after a bear birthday surprise. It was just no. I mean, he got. Oh, hang on. I need to pull this up. You still have no power. I know you didn't have power. That sucks. Extreme has no power. Somebody. Captain Planet, please save this man. He needs the power.
I would actually really like to see a live action Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Like, make it tolerable by today's standards. And then just, do it. I think I would watch it. I would really watch it. I'd be excited for it. I don't know who I'd want to be Captain Planet.
Danny DeVito.
Do it. Just anything you can put Danny DeVito in, do it. But yeah, I would actually like to see it if they don't make it super stupid. And there's going to be at least one "what is heart" joke.
That is true. I mean,
I'll write it. We'll get this puppy sold.
Let's do it. Do it. All right. Let me find our booze in the news. So I found this story because I Googled so much booze in the news stuff, it found me, to be honest. And load, you dirty bitch.
Do you always talk to your phone like that?
Yes.
Is that why it has all those cracks?
No. That's the safety screen. That's from me dropping it.
Oh yeah, mine looked like my phone got shot when I took it off.
Extreme is here to confess his sins. I would say drink 3 beers and make sure to tip your waitress. And amen.
Oh, what do I do? I'm like, because I'm demonic, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta encourage his sins.
I don't know what your sins were, but keep doing it.
I don't know what you're doing, but just keep on doing it.
Yes, you're fine.
Yeah, you're good to go. Like I said,
just do all the things he said, but then just do your sins again. I guess I don't care if.
And then you need to drink 3 more beers and tip your waitress.
Yeah.
And maybe say, I don't know, all hail Cthulhu or something. I don't know.
I also don't mind Cthulhu. You know what?
Or Buddha.
I'm okay with this guy.
I mean, like I said, I'm not. I mean, you could pray to Jesus. I mean, like I said, I'm an Orthodox agnostic. So, I mean, start your Sunday with drinking yourself in and out of an existential crisis and go on your way. Man, you're forgiven for the sins you may or may not have committed, depending on which book you read.
I feel like that would make a good TV show, Justin.
What?
Just like the day in the life of an agnostic.
An Orthodox agnostic
preacher just
reverend.
just like you could do that. You could turn that into something.
All right.
What is this?
This
Just Kool-Aid?
is just Kool-Aid. No, it's not just Kool-Aid. It's Kool-Aid and our vodka.
Okay.
And the Coulson's. The Coulson's vodka. That is what we're at. Yep. It's Kool-Aid and vodka.
Are you sure this isn't Tang?
No, because I have Tang.
No, because I have Tang.
Tang has more of a cloudy orange to it.
What
This-
other differences?
And I think Tang has extra flavors, not just orange. It's like mandarin or tangerine or I don't know.
All I
mango.
know is orangutans.
Orangutans. We're in the commercial.
When it comes to Tang, orangutans is all I know.
Tang, tang, walla walla, bang bang. Let's get to Gwyneth Paltrow. So, Gwyneth Paltrow is known for being pretentious and unrelatable. Am I right?
You are right.
I mean, she's got her candles that smell like her vagina, which I have nothing to compare it to. So, I mean,
I
how
know.
do we know?
I imagine it smells delightful, but not like her vagina. Like, I'm not saying Gwyneth Paltrow has a smelly vagina. She seems like a person who's so vagina orientated. Like, she probably has special, like, things that, like, you know, I don't know.
She sacrifices small goats to make sure her vagina smells nice
Yes.
every
Exactly.
morning.
She goes overboard with her.
Allegedly. So, this article starts off with Gwyneth Paltrow is often found unrelatable. This article comes from W magazine. All right, not the most creative team over there, but all right,
Probably stands for like women or something.
possibly. But apparently, Gwyneth Paltrow was recently on a Smartless podcast, and she'd been talking about during this whole shutdown and the global pandemic and lockdown 2020/2021. She got to the point where she was drinking alcohol on every night of the week, every single night. So for once, she's doing something that all of us were doing. I mean, if I wasn't working, I was killing 2 boxes of wine in a week during the main lockdown of this. And she was normally, super health conscious, and she doesn't eat carbs, and I don't know, she has candle vaginas and some other. Doesn't she run on? Isn't Honest her brand?
No,
of
that's Jessica Alba.
health? Is it? I know she's got some other health shit too. I don't know what it is.
Her thing is Goop. She has like that.
Oh, she's got Goop. Okay.
She's got Goop.
With her candle vaginas. She's got a goopy candle vagina. Oh. Maybe she's more relatable than we realized.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's
You're
it.
gonna have to do more, Miss Gwyneth
I don't know.
Paltrow, than drink a.
I was
I
pulling for it. And
honestly,
she's eating carbs and she's drinking liquor.
I think she's probably a relatable person, but she's also tone deaf. And I know a lot of people that I can relate to that also just do some shit that make you go, why?
That's true.
So I don't think she's the worst.
I mean, she's still a human. I'm just saying that. She's
But-
known for being a little uppity, and
Yeah.
pretentious, and completely unrelatable. And now we know she is a struggling alcoholic, just like the rest of us.
Yeah. Congratulations, Gwyneth.
She just
We
has-
accept you.
Yes. Come on our podcast. We accept
I'll buy
you.
your vagina candle. I'm actually seriously curious about vagina scented things. Because
How many vagina scented things are there?
well, like I know Erica Badu had like incense that smelled like her vagina. Like I think it's like slowly becoming all the rage.
Oh,
And then you can get candles made that smell like your vagina.
ooh, that could be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so obviously, in order to make candles smell like your vagina, you would have to send sort of samples in.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Now-
give you like a
There has
Swab.
to be some poor person that has to sniff these samples in order to recreate that scent.
I
synthetically.
didn't think about that at all.
Oh,
Like maybe they like put it through some kind of like scanner thing that breaks down the I don't know. I'm trying to
I
think of a
hope
world
so,
where you
but
don't
at the
have
same
to.
time, you still have to. But then you still have to There's going to be a texture that's
no
gonna have
matter
to
what
compare.
my candle comes back smelling like, I'm gonna believe that's what my vagina smells. As long as it smells pretty, like that's all I
Everybody's
need.
vagina smells like sandalwood.
If it comes back smelling like fish, I'm gonna be devastated. But like, as far as I'm concerned, like as long as it's a pretty smell, I'm willing to believe that they totally made that. You know.
It's just slap some stuff together, a little sandalwood, a little fucking, I don't know, some kind of berry, lavender, and sea sand. Bada bing, bada boom. Realest vagina in the room.
How you doing?
You can't teach that. So what do you think of this orange Kool-Aid?
Too much Kool-Aid.
Mm.
I don't want to.
Not enough vodka.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of like orange. Like orange is probably one of the most tolerable flavors, but like I don't.
Well, originally I planned on going to the store and getting some other flavors, but I still had orange Kool-Aid left from when I was trying to make my YouTube creamsicle popsicle, my boozy popsicles, creamsicle flavor. But I mean, unfortunately, I just didn't have time to run to the store and get ourselves better flavor, so we have orange. C'est la vie, said the old folks. Never can tell. And that was our booze in the news. Gwyneth Paltrow is somewhat relatable because she drinks booze.
We're reaching.
We are reaching.
We want you to join us.
But I really want to share this with you. This is something special. Before we officially get into our cult talk, I just thought I should share this lovely little thing I found.
Stop the war on On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate my outfit today? What do you think? It'll be fine?
I love it.
It's
a little short, but it's really cute.
It's a little short. What about you? No, her outfit. Yep, but.
What is this?
I'm going to get to that. So this here is Sister Cindy. She apparently, back in the 70s, she was a disco queen, and she slept with a Jewish man from a fraternity.
A Jewish man from a fraternity?
Yes! And she was a sinner, and she had lots of sexual relations, and she is a ho-no-mo, because she met Brother Jed, who was once also a delinquent in his own ways, became a born-again Christian, and now they roam the countryside, going to universities, slut-shaming college students, and declaring there is some sort of a war on anuses, but I am not quite clear on what she means, but she wants the war on anuses to stop, and I still have no idea what that... Your technical difficulties.
Sorry, I've been moving my shit around because I'm...
She's unplugged her mic.
Sorry.
But there's a war on anuses that she has declared, that has been declared, that she's declaring has been declared. Somebody named Claire has declared a war on anuses. I don't know what that means, but there's some sort of a war on anuses and she wants it to end. And
I love... Sorry, continue.
Apparently, she doesn't hate gay people, but she does not approve of their lifestyles. And apparently, there's lots of videos. The gay community apparently loves her.
Well, yeah, I mean, stop the war on anuses. Like,
but then, people run up and start, there's a whole bunch of clips. There's so many clips in here. I just found a best of compilation. And there's some lesbians kissing in front of her and gay men kissing in front of her. And she closes her eyes because Hoes no mo is what she's preaching. And she's goes all over the colleges, just blathering on about all this random stuff. And it's somewhat endearing and cute and might be complete madness. Like her rants just have no end in sight. She just goes out there, no script, and just starts shouting. And she seems to like kind of enjoy the actual attention she gets. She's got a TikTok, she's got YouTube, she's all over the internet. If you just want to look up Sister Cindy, everywhere. And she's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, like, my first reaction if I see a person who's like, stop the war on anuses, I'm going to woo too. I don't know what she's even talking about, but fuck yeah, stop the war, dude. I didn't know there was one. Now that I know, you have a soldier in me, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody knows.
Stop the war on anuses, man.
I don't exactly know what this war entails on said anuses, but it sounds rough.
I mean, it sounds like none of us are safe, Justin.
None of us. Hide your children.
What do you suggest,
hide your
Reverend?
wives, hide your husbands.
Well, I guess that's.
If it's got an anus, hide it.
That's a good.
Hide it
rule of
under a
thumb.
bushel. Yes. Don't let that little light of yours shine. Do not let that little light shine.
Hide it under a bushel. Yes.
For those of you in the Christian community, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you that haven't been, you're like, what? But I just want to get into some lighthearted funness with the start of our cult talk. I mean, I don't necessarily think she's a cult. I think she's just a crazy ass lady that is overly zealous. Oh, see? I told you, man. Underwear is important. It's going to help protect the anus.
Yeah,
There's a war on the anuses that we did not know about.
I suggest at least 2 pairs. 2 pairs of
Well, I don't know. Depending on how this war goes, might have to go for 3.
Yeah.
And some long johns.
I don't know how they're attacking these anuses.
I don't know
So
either.
we might need chastity belts.
Is there a nuclear situation going on? Is it chemical warfare? I mean, how serious is this getting? Is it just people flying planes into anuses?
I was imagining teeny planes, and then I was like, but if they're big planes, that's not a war on the anus. That's a war on the whole anus beholder, you know?
Just a Cessna into the butthole. I mean, there's no specifics. Like I said, she just wants to stop this war on anuses, and I'm not sure where it's going. And she clearly knows something we don't know. So, protect your buttholes.
Always.
Now, for the fun lightheartedness, let's ramp it up a notch and let's talk about Mother God. Let's give you a little introduction to Mother God. This is her.
Yippee, everybody! Oh my gosh! Happy 999. 999.
I think she got into the meth.
Is
she from Florida?
I don't remember where she's
Words come out on this date, this magical date of 999.
Amy Carlson.
Jesus fucking motherfucking
Still
Christ.
playing.
Yeah, I was like, you didn't.
Love has won.
Let's go back and
Yippee!
unplug this crazy. Oh.
Who I am.
Her followers believe she is God.
It's from Vice. A lot of this is from Vice.
You just fucking got me on it. Fucking motherfucker. Fucking wow.
But yes, Amy Carlson. You told me about her.
Yeah. I originally saw the Vice thing, and I guess she had recently died. So
Yes.
I texted Justin and asked, because I guess what happened is she left specific instructions for her followers to leave the body in this room, take out her eyes, and the body had been there for a while, and I guess
It was decorated Christmas lights.
yeah, the authorities somehow caught wind, came. There were children in the vicinity
Yes.
of this body, and yeah, I don't think anything has happened to them yet, but they're being charged with like
I think
mishandling a corpse or something like that, or
and,
some kind of weird thing,
some kind of corpse inappropriateness.
and maybe child abuse. I feel like they tacked that bad boy on there.
You know what? Maybe Amor Carlson declared the war on anuses.
I could see her doing that.
Yeah. That's very, that was very insightful, Extreme. He's protects his anus from her. Oh, I just turned on my Xbox. Turn that off.
But yeah, like I had heard about her, and then I just saw this thing that she had died, and I was just like,
Yes. So
"Oh shit, Mother God died."
the back history on her is apparently in her 30s, she got into like new age random stuff, and then decided she needed to leave her husband and her children just up and just walked out the door, quit her job at McDonald's, started this cult, which has got a handful of followers, about 20 or so people that kind of come and go. And she's got her father gods that go along with her that are supposed to help raise children. And pretty much everybody waits on her hand and foot. There's a lot of sleep deprivation. They all claim that they're not a cult. Her YouTube channel is actually still alive and well, which is Love Has Won. So her followers are still, I think their last post, it was, I think, yesterday. And so they've kind of taken over. I don't know, I'm not sure who's in charge anymore. I'm guessing the father god, who was currently this Castillo guy, which apparently he's a criminal that was, breaking into people's houses and drink driving, as the British guy said on Vice. So they're still kind of alive and well, but the whole thing is she started off as just a regular old housewife, decided she needed to leave her job at McDonald's. And no, I guess she wasn't a housewife, but she left her job at McDonald's, abandoned her kids, started this whole cult. She's been on Dr. Phil like multiple times, but a lot of things you'll see is she preaches all this love and happiness and don't do drugs, but like there's multiple videos of her getting high as fuck, drunk as shit, and like berating people and yelling at people. They put some toddler in a closet because they wouldn't stop crying. She freaking was harassing a cat. I mean, she's off the wall, and like
I'm not sure how big her following was. I'm not sure if they said how big it was.
Well, that people that lived in the house was usually no more than 20. But she's got 8.64 subscribers on YouTube. I'll tell you that much. So now how many people are watching that just because, and how many people actually like are into it, I don't know. But I mean, kind of.
And they take donations and stuff. So
yeah, they take donations. They sell stuff. One of the things I think that actually caused her death is they sell this silver solution that was supposed to cure COVID, which I think there was another preacher that was selling something similar to that. But they think she was drinking that and died because she had like high levels of silver in her system. So kids, don't drink silver. Just don't. Well, in-person following, I would say they said no more. There's usually 20. But like I said, Usually, she kind of did all her recruiting through online stuff. So obviously, people listened to her, get into her stuff, and then eventually made their way to the house and ended up in some weird ass shit, putting kids in closets and harassing cats.
I mean, I guess it was big enough people took notice, but like, no, we're not talking like Jamestown or like anything like that. It was pretty small.
Yeah,
What I
it was definitely not Jamestown or some of the other bigger cults. No, Branch Davidians or what's the other one?
Hmm.
The Comet one, the Haley Comets people. The Haley Comets, the Haley Comet people.
The tracksuit people.
Yeah, that all committed suicide because Hale Bop, or not Haley was coming. Hale Bop was coming, and they were gonna descend into the alien mothership.
You know, I don't know.
Be flown across the galaxy and keep their anuses safe from Amy Carlson.
Wow, I love how these are all linked.
Oh, I will find
all linked to the war on anus.
It all comes down to the war on anus. But yeah, it was a small cult. But I think the biggest thing is she had such a large online presence, which is kind of become a common thing with a lot of these cults. There's so much there. Due to the legality of how much they like to sue people, I will not comment on whether Scientology is a cult, but I will say they're shady as fuck.
Yeah, they're shady. Like I'm willing to accept them as a real religion, but they're also like fucked up. Like that's
like most real religions.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, go ahead, have your status, but you fucking are nuts.
You shady as
Like-
fuck. I mean, Catholic Church, the IBLP, the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, the Southern Baptist, the Methodist. I would say everyone has their culty ways. All of them.
I wonder how
Some are just more blatant about it than others.
I wonder if like their membership has gone down at all since everybody's kind of caught wind of Scientology shit now. Like,
well, the thing is
because I watched the like Leah Remini thing or whatever her name is.
yeah, but trying to leave Scientology is quite the challenge.
Yeah, but like I just wonder if they're like people joining has declined.
Oh, like yes,
Because like I would,
efforts.
yeah, I would just not.
That is a good question. I don't know. Like everybody's trying to find their way. They all got their, they all got the emptiness that they need to find. They need to fill it. I don't know why people don't do like.
Yeah, but I'll join a different cult. Like I'll join Mother God's cult before I fucking join Scientology. I don't want to be blackmailed for the rest of my life. Like
That's true. That's true. Like before you join a cult, be like, oh, what's the blackmail policies?
Yeah,
in this,
what?
cult here. I'm all for joining, but I just
how long do I have to be locked in a room? Like
Yes.
what's
What secrets do I have to divulge so you can hold against me for the rest of my life? Let's do the Patron one. Because I'm not going to fill it up as much.
too much liquid? I'm gonna end up having to pee in like 2 seconds.
This is going to be orangey as fuck.
Oh, God.
Triple sec and orange Kool-Aid. Orange little bastards. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
As far as a hangover tomorrow or what?
No, as far as Amy Carlson's this whole corpse situation.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they're not... I guess it was like a religious thing, but it's not recognized as a religion, so
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, if they just filed the proper tax forms, they could have been named as religion. It's really not that hard. It's hard, but it's not that hard. There's ways around it. All they had to do fill up the proper tax forms.
But
get
don't you
declared
have
religion?
have to have like a certain amount of members?
They had at least 20 people. There are smaller.
20 people is not a religion.
There are smaller congregations in some of these churches.
Yeah, in churches, but they're all based off of like a
But
religion of a.
But
a
the
bunch.
individual churches, I don't know, man.
I think they could lie and say they're like some kind of.
But actually, they could, because they do online ministry. So she could easily say her preaching and claim the 8,000 followers she has on YouTube as people she's preaching to, and that would be because I'm sure
but
some
it's
of
like
at least some of these people are donating to the cause.
Yeah, she just doesn't like, but like her beliefs don't like fall under any religion.
She's a
that is
reincarnation
then-
of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, also Marilyn Monroe, and the like all the ones that everybody goes for.
Yes. Well, you know what?
I was Jesus, Marilyn Monroe.
I am reincarnated of a farmer named Bob Leibowitz. How's that?
I didn't know in Leibowitz.
Robert Leibowitz.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing about like those kind of things. I would really like to believe in reincarnation. Like, I like the idea because I don't.
Oh, I remember hoeing out in the backfields. I was hoeing harder than anyone ever hoed. You know, I was the king of hoes.
I believe that, Reverend.
I was fighting off those anuses for years.
In the fields?
Yes. I had to protect the farm from the anus wars.
Damn, how long has this war been going on for?
Ages.
Or did
Ages.
this happen like last week? Well, no, because you're a full grown man. So at least happened. What
37
say?
years
Yeah,
ago.
37.
Exactly. I'm still hoeing. Bob Leibowitz is still alive and well inside this vessel of mine. All hail Bob.
Everybody's always Jesus. And
Master
I'm just
Ho.
like, honestly, I think you could get away to someone close to Jesus. You don't always have to be Jesus, everybody. You could be Jesus's brother.
Bob was Judas before that. There you go. Bam.
Fuck.
Oh,
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
that's why I'm a big fan of Chris Jericho.
I was raised on Jesus Christ Superstar. I believe he did what he had to do to set things in motion. So,
You know, we all have our callings. Some is just betraying the Son of God. You know? What am I?
When God calls, right?
I'm not here to
Am
judge.
I right?
Look, man, I'm not here to speak on behalf of God.
No.
I mean, I never met the guy.
You might be.
But as a reverend, I just want to say, live and let live. You know,
What's
you gotta
this,
do what you gotta
Patron?
do. Patron and Kool-Aid.
Oh, tequila.
Oh, tequila. Oh, this smells interesting.
If you like to tequila, to that tartar. If you like tartar, tequila. If you like tequila, Kool-Aid's for you as a mixer.
That's true. It is all fun and games to get recounted as a dung beetle.
You would like dung.
What if Jesus became reincarnated as this dung beetle and we've been all wrong and we need to find a particular beetle?
Well, Jesus would probably be dead
Extreme,
multiple
you're a
times
genius.
over. Yeah, sometimes. Well,
Sometimes
it's. I feel like it's the Antichrist we all need to be looking for because that's the one thing that everybody talks about happening. So I'm just like everybody's like Jesus is going to come back. I'm like, what? Antichrist is who we're looking for.
But what if Jesus was actually the original Antichrist? You do realize Christianity has had more impact on the global economy and factors around the world than any other religion that has ever existed. More wars
I'm lost.
and terrorism has been declared in the name of Jesus Christ than anything else.
Probably, but
The Crusades, Manifest Destiny.
I don't
America
know.
was founded on those principles. The Salem witch trials. I mean, I could go on.
There's
Spanish Inquisition.
okay, I need to know what's true about these Salem witch trials because I heard I watched a thing that said none of that really happened. Like things happened, but it wasn't as big as everybody's trying to make it. Like a few people died. It's still sad, but it wasn't the like they were killing everybody left and right. Like you're a witch, you're a witch.
Well, I would say,
but I don't know if that's like people saying that like Australia and Canada don't exist. Like that's the big troll now. It's just like people being like,
people say
where you live doesn't exist.
People say the world's flat. I mean, it's just the internet's gotten out of control, man.
I swear to God, all those people must be trolling because also, honestly, I think it's hilarious anytime I see people like reacting to like shit like that, being like, hey, I happen to live here. And I'm like, this isn't even worth your time, buddy. Like,
yeah.
Most people know Canada exists. If this person really gave a shit to find out, they would just go to Canada. Like,
yes.
You can book a place, find a place there and get there. Like, unless they're pretending it's all a charade.
Usually if a place doesn't exist, you probably can't book a flight there.
Yeah, so I don't know, but they'll probably say you're just flying around.
North Korea doesn't exist.
Like, I just love somebody doing that. Like, okay, so I heard this story, and it was about this guy. He faked his death, and then he showed up at the funeral and realized his wife was not as sad as he would have liked. And he was rich and powerful enough that he just told everybody she was a fucking ghost, and they just went with it.
Hey, if you got enough power and enough money, people just go with it.
People just actually ignored this woman like she was some fucking ghost in her own goddamn home because her husband was pissed off.
I'm learning something new about this Reverend life. These things are fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can't imagine. They're like a stiff turtleneck.
Oh, no, look. It's just...
But that's not stiff? Like when you do
Yeah, once you put the little plastic thingy in, it's not super stiff because it doesn't go all the way around.
Yeah, but forward. Put your head down.
Yeah,
that fucking sucks, right?
I do feel like I need to be like...
Well, it'll be good for your posture. Well, don't do that because that's not it. But like,
if you're listening on the podcast, I awkwardly arch
Chest
my back
out.
and titties out. Well, not real titties. Well, you don't know. It's audio. Check the YouTube channel, Perico Productions.
Does this man have titties or?
Oh yeah, I got titties. Look at that jiggle. I need to get back to the gym. I am getting fatter than a walrus.
Yeah, I've gained a decent amount of weight too.
But in conclusion, on who the fuck we're talking about, I don't know. We went off on a tangent.
I think we were still on
Amy Carlson started the war on anuses.
Love Plus
Allegedly.
One or whatever we were talking about.
It's all allegedly.
But yes, we will keep you updated.
And she's dead. Her eyes. Oh yeah, she was wrapped in Christmas lights. She had her eye makeup all done, but her eyeballs were scooped out, and she was mummified.
Yeah. Well, how well they did it, I don't know.
7 people, I think, are still in trial. They released 2 of them, and they are still hardcore, all about Amy being Mother God, and she's been reincarnated. And
honestly, I am pro what they did because I think it's your dead body. You should be able to do what the fuck you want with it.
Yeah, I still feel like that.
And
too.
they're not like dead bodies aren't hazardous immediately.
Now,
so
I mean,
but they've been
chucking some children in there. That I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if those were her wishes, you know, to have her eyes scooped out, and you know, maybe they could preserve her in a glass case or something. I don't fucking know. I mean,
I ain't mad at that.
I mean, I understand like a lot of the reasons why there's certain reasons why corpses are handled in a certain way is because of, you know, bubonic plague is the big one.
But and I'm going
like
to
but
totally just believe Duncan Trussell dead bodies aren't hazardous immediately.
That's true. You know how many dead bodies I deal with?
It takes some time for them to get like to the point where, and they need to stack up. One
Yeah.
dead body isn't gonna fucking kill everybody.
Unless it died of something crazy.
Well, yeah, and she didn't. So
Yeah.
I think honestly,
she just died. Because she was also, I think she had cancer and some stuff.
Yeah.
And then she was drinking silver. I mean, she made a lot of poor life choices.
I don't think it's. I think it's a waste of everybody's time. Just let them go.
So she might be that dung beetle now.
Yeah. No, she's probably gonna come back as like I don't know, the next baby that somebody adopts, somebody famous,
I just want to say,
because that's her track record.
I haven't looked at my notes yet.
Yeah, you got this shit down.
I wrote my notes in my farting unicorn book, which you can see us unwrapping and unboxing that we did a while ago, and you can find that on the Perico Productions channel. But I'm going to need the notes for this next one. Faux show.
What's the next one?
I'm going to the Japanese dude
Oh yeah, that one's a noteworthy.
because I want to go through, because this one's going to get kind of dark. This is going to get super dark. Okay, so prepare yourself for some shit. All right. This is just a quick little thing. This comes from Nick Crawley's stuff. So this cult actually has a video game that was created based on this cult. So
Yeah, and I the lovely Maverick Comics sent this or showed this to me.
Oh.
So
The game was released by this title, which translated to English means The Story of Kamakushiki Village, and the game is highly disturbing. In the game, you play as Shoko Asahara, and you are tasked with running and leading the Am Shinrikyo cult.
Well, okay, so Soka Ashihara was a blind man that shockingly is reincarnation of Jesus.
as everybody is.
Sensing a theme here. So
Good for Jesus, all these people want to be him.
That's true.
Like, good
Jesus
for him.
had some good brand.
Good for fucking him.
Jesus had the
Nailed
best
it.
PR firm ever.
Son of God or not son of God,
PR
Fucking
was
nailed
on top.
you gotta
We need to
respect
find
that.
this PR firm. We need to get us up there.
Don't
I
hate the
mean-
player, hate the game. Jesus won.
Shit. Beat the shit out of Cthulhu any day.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think Jesus and Cthulhu are friends. Like, Jesus is the
They're
Eric
probably up there-
Cartman.
They're
on
probably
top.
up there playing Foursquare with Buddha and Ganesh right now. You're familiar with Foursquare, right?
No.
Okay, so it was an elementary school game where you had these little four squares that are painted on the sidewalk, and you get those little balls that have the weird little etchings on it.
Like a kickball?
Yeah, a kickball.
I think I know what you're
And
talking
you play
about.
Foursquare. And the rules is shit.
The rules are Foursquare.
I'm trying to remember. I think the ball has to bounce and you catch it, but you can't leave your square. And you had all kinds of different tricks. Like you had I think the cherry bomb where you bounce the ball really hard and then it bounces up and it flies, and because they were really bouncy ass balls. But either way, Jesus, Ganesh, and Cthulhu are up there playing Foursquare as we speak. Jesus, Buddha, Cthulhu, Ganesh. Yes, they're all playing Foursquare, and it is lovely. That has nothing to do with Shoko Asahara. Shoko Asahara? I'm probably going to butcher some stuff here. As much as I love Japanese culture, I can't pronounce a lot of their stuff worth a shit. I can pronounce some of it, but not all of it. So he's pretty much blind as shit. Oh, Maverick finally showed up. Hello, Maverick. Thank you. We're talking about your Japanese cult. It's your Japanese cult now.
Yeah.
I've given it to you. It's yours. You're now responsible for a sarin gas attack in Japan. It's all you. You're welcome.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you're welcome.
So
Thank you, and you're welcome.
he started the Amashin Riku cult. Because once again, he's a reincarnation of Jesus Christ, because original. And the basis of this cult is that there's going to be obviously some kind of big war, and you need to follow him, and he's going to save you, and yada yada yada. Everybody dies, going to hell.
He's also another person who just left his family.
Well, you can't have a cult and keep your family. It's just the way it goes.
That's just
it's very rare when somebody keeps their family and be in a cult, unless you're doing a Mormon cult. That's a different situation. Then you have the biggest family you can find, or if you're in the IBLP, then the Duggars. That's a whole different situation. We're not getting to the Duggars. That's.
Have you been keeping track of the Duggars?
I've been keeping track of the Duggars.
I've also been keeping track, but that's only because they keep popping up on my.
Well, because I watched the show when it was like 15 kids and counting, when they just in specials.
You just didn't strike me as a like TLC watching son of a bitch,
Mandy.
Oh, of course.
We watched.
I also enjoy. It's the drama of it all.
The learning channel.
I don't blame her. I was just shocked that.
Don't be like these fuckers.
I was just shocked that you had ever seen one. I was like, you didn't.
Oh, I am very familiar with the Duggars. Anyways, we're talking about Asahara. Asahara. I can say that right. So, once again, he left his family, started a cult because he's reincarnation of Jesus, and he started building a lot of followers. Because part of the thing is he became like a little celebrity in Japan, and he was on multiple like Japanese talk shows and television shows, and they were just, and he had an anime series, they had comic books, they had it all. They had everything going on.
And it wasn't just like a Christianity based, like, yes, he was the reincarnation.
Yeah, it was like a combination of Christianity, Buddhism, Tao. It was like amalgamation of several religions just squashed into this one blind dude.
Squashed into this one blind dude.
And yeah, I mean, because he's their god in this religion essentially. But he was only reincarnated once. He was just Jesus, and now this guy. He's not like Mother God, who was like 500 and some odd, or 9 billion years old, or whatever the hell she says. But so he slowly built up this cult following because he's a cult, and then also had a lot of television shows. A lot of people thought it was a joke, blah blah blah. But
I still have the tequila. I'm so sorry.
You have the tequila.
Okay.
But he kept growing in size, and I guess slow things became darker. And not only did he want to have this cult, he was looking for global domination. He wanted to take over the entire world, and actually had enough power. He had people in his cult running for different positions within the Japanese government.
He had police.
Yeah, he had police. He had a lot of power, a lot more than he thought. I mean, he even had different little cult sects in multiple countries. I think like Russia, Czechoslovakia, Italy. There was multiple other cult sects around Asia, Europe, Eastern Europe, and I mean, he even had plans to attack New York City. He was building He was trying to build nuclear bombs. He had built chemical weapons. We're talking about 1995 is when he did the sarin gas attack in the Tokyo subway system, which killed 13 people immediately. Several people died later on, and many people have
lifelong lasting
side effects from it.
Yeah.
And
A
apparently,
lot of people went blind.
Yeah, and apparently, well, he was already blind, so join the club.
Wait, did I skip ahead?
No, we're kind of bouncing around a little bit. I'm just kind of giving the overview of the cult, kind of the speed thing, and then we'll get to the video game that was produced that is shrouded in mystery itself. Because there's a video game shrouded in mystery. Whoa! I need sound effects. Put that on the notes. Yeah, so he was building chemical weapons. He had multiple sex. He was actually hanged in 2018. He was actually put to death finally in 2018 after the sarin gas attacks in the subway. He was arrested almost immediately, as well as several cult members. So he did all this, and then shortly after he was put in prison, a video game was released called Kamashiki's Village, which is based on the whole Amashin Riku cult. And the whole thing is that they actually uses clips from his anime series, some of the news stories that have happened. There's multiple stuff in the video game that revolves around his life. And granted, the whole video game is Japanese, so I couldn't tell you what it says. Yes.
But yeah, like the game featured like actual pictures of cult members. Just basically the whole story.
Oh, we totally forgot about he murdered a lawyer and his entire family.
Oh yeah, he had like at least a wife and a baby. All I saw was a wife and one baby.
Yeah.
They say isn't like and his children, but there was one picture with one baby. So,
but yeah, because
it was a baby.
Because the lawyer came out and said, "I'm suspicious of this cult." Bam, the entire family
dead. A lot of cult members were murdered and disposed of. If he felt like you were unloyal, you were gone.
Mm-hmm. He would kidnap.
I think they said at least they believe at least 20 or something like that.
Yeah, and
9 for sure.
They'd be held captive if they were, had money or he needed something from them. They were held captive until they could give him whatever he wanted. And there was all kinds of. I mean, this is like the cultiest of the cults. Next, Jamestown and the Hill Bob and Branch Davidian. That is all I can think of right now.
But they had
Jonestown, not Jamestown. Jamestown is a college.
Have I been saying Jamestown?
Yeah,
I think I've been saying Jamestown.
And then you got me fucked up.
I'm sorry. James Jones. Who cares? Thank you, though.
At least somebody's in here to fix our shit.
Thank you.
That's why you're a moderator.
What's in Jamestown? Okay.
Jamestown.
I'm a goofy
college.
goober.
Yeah, right.
I feel like.
Yeah, so this guy had some serious power. He created this video game, and that's where a lot of the stuff is shrouded mystery, because the whole video game, the point of the video game is the goal is to build up the cult, carry out these sarin attacks on the Japanese subway system, and if you get to that point, you win, and everything turns peaceful and lovely, and everything's great. If you don't, then Ashihara goes to prison, and then nuclear war breaks out, the world ends, and catastrophe. Now, originally it was thought that this game was produced by the cult for part of the propaganda. Like I said, they got comic books and television shows and animes and everything else, which honestly, I want to find one of those animes.
I know.
I'm curious about the animes. I'm legit.
It looks like something to watch. Like I'm curious.
I'm curious.
I'm really
curious to find out about what this anime says. So then later on, things come out that this game was actually a parody and it was making fun of the cult, and it was supposed to be made by this company that made Hong Kong City or something like that, which just looks like a really crappy game. There's a little clip in it here.
Hong Kong. Boyfriend, help me. It's a number. I want to say like. I also watched a thing on this, on the video game, but it's the one 97. Yeah.
Yes, Hong Kong 97.
I was gonna say 79, and I was like, that's too early.
Yes. Which honestly was Hong Kong 97. That was after the attack. So timelines don't necessarily play out.
Yeah, it's people say that, but it's not.
Honestly, I think what happened is because this cult was so big, there's probably some game devs at different companies, and they probably produced this, as a recruiting technique to carry on what was going on.
It just
that's honestly what I kind of think happened. Is
it just didn't read like, because some people think it comes off more like they're making fun of the whole situation.
Yeah, it doesn't come off like I get like it shows him in like a bathtub bottling his bath water and then selling his blood, which is apparently something he would do because people believe he was a god, so he sold his bath water and his blood.
Yeah, and he's like the chunkiest naked motherfucker with some weird It's not flattering. Like maybe that was the game abilities of whoever made this. Like whatever they just did the best they could.
Know.
But
I mean, obviously the graphics
it does not.
Mid-90s. As well as we don't know
very unflattering
skills too. So I mean, we've all played Oregon Trail.
So
it's like Oregon Trail, but with cult.
Did you know that that's your generation? That's the name, like one of the names for your generation is Oregon Trail. Oh, you're not 40 yet, but you're close. I think you're an Oregon Trail.
We used to play a lot of Oregon Trail
because you said you're in between generations, right?
Yeah, I'm.
So you're an Oregon Trail or one of the lucky ones, I think. I'm quoting Nate Bargatze. If you're curious, I just watched his special, but I found that out and I was just like, yeah. Justin said he's supposed to be kind of in between, but that's what you're called, and something else.
I know I've been called a Xenial and
yeah, that's what it was. Xenial, Oregon Trail, and Lucky Ones.
I don't know about Lucky Ones.
Well, it's because you're like social media, like you were already older by the time shit.
Oh, yes.
You're not gonna be fucked up by like all the dumb shit you did as a kid.
That's true.
Like,
holy shit! If the dumb shit I did as a kid was documented, like it is for these other kids, holy fuck, we'd be canceled before we got started.
So that's why you're a lucky one. But yeah,
that's probably why I'm so bad at social media.
I don't know. I like the people. I like being connected to the people. Like my Facebook is relatively small and I don't really use it unless something happens, but
or I tell you to post stuff.
Yeah, I just
podcast.
I don't like the anxiety it gives me waiting to see, like, if I post something that I think is like interesting and then it's like, oh, everybody fucking hate, like I didn't get the likes. I don't like that feeling of like the likes and worrying about like, okay, do people respond well to this or not? Like my Facebook is under 100 people. Like if I've met you and I liked you, you're on my Facebook. Like that's it.
Oh yeah. Where's your fucking banjo?
I didn't bring it. I did get a banjo. Everybody, I have a banjo. And I'm so...
God damn. Thank you for bringing this up, Maverick. I was looking forward to having a banjo moment on this podcast. And now, no banjo moment.
No, I didn't bring it because I don't have a hard case for it. And I threw away the box because I can't keep the box with all the cats because it'll just turn into a litter box. So... it's my baby. It's new. I love it with all my heart. I got it all tuned. and I'm learning dueling banjos. But yes, that's my baby right now, and I don't have a car seat. I don't know how to. I'm just like, once I get a hard case for it, I will bring it into the show. I will, or unless I can have somebody kind of like hold it and make sure, because I just have like one of those soft cases, but I don't want it rattling around when I drive.
It'll be okay.
I know it's my baby. Right. I love it so much. I'm so excited to learn it.
I was hoping for a banjo moment.
I know I was gonna bring it. I definitely was gonna bring it. And honestly, I've been learning dueling banjos, and that's like the deliverance. Bang, 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 bang. And my whole goal was to come in here and just like break it out and do it, but I just don't feel comfortable. Also, I didn't learn it, but I don't feel
comfortable because I didn't learn it.
I don't feel comfortable bringing it because it's new to me and I love it so much. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. If it got broken, I would be devastated, and I'm not ready. I was so happy when I got it. Like my lovely boyfriend, you can't tell him a dream without him trying to make it come true. So I have a banjo now, and I'm super stoked, and I'm super serious about it, and I don't want to break it.
All right, I'll give you that, I guess. Now I'm not gonna get
when I get a hard case, because I'm gonna try and find a hard case for it. I will bring it, or if I can have someone hold it, or find a better way to carry
it. I'll get the fiddle now, and then we'll do a little random hoedown here. And that works too. Devil went down to Georgia. Reverend, you're the demonic or devilish Diane. I don't know which one sounds better. Tell us in the comments.
But yeah, I love my banjo, because to me, I've been listening to a lot of Clifton Hicks and the stuff that he does.
That is orange as motherfucking fuck.
Are
That's
we
a triple sec.
Yeah.
I feel like we need something else in here.
This is tang.
This is tangy AF. Now, if you wanted to you could get pretty hammered. Just throw in some triple sec in some orange Kool-Aid. You can't tell there's any liquor at all. Granted, triple sec isn't super strong. It's only 24%. But still, it's going to get you where you want to be. Or beyond that. Now I was thinking, since we got the triple sec here and the orange, do you want to add one of these other things to this and see what it turns into? You want to do the Jaeger?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus, you crazy, crazy bastard.
I mean, if we're going to throw something in, might as well make it extra unpleasant, right?
All right. We're throwing Jaeger in with our triple sec.
Dang, 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 dang.
No.
I stand by that. Banjos, the sound you would make, like, to express the sound of banjos would be banga-danga.
Ew.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, like, right off the bat.
Oh, this is going to be fucking terrible. This is going to be terrible.
But it's not even shaken or stirred.
Nope. Because we're bottom class F, and we're going to do this the wrong way. I gotta use my remote. Ooh, it smells terrible.
It's kind of like gin.
But worse.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but like...
I thought it was going to be worse. But
I do not suggest it.
Unless
you like gin. Because it's kind of like an
orange, ginny, licoricey. It's not as piney as gin, though.
No, it doesn't have the like stab of a pine needle, but it has the.
Are we done with the?
I think pretty much nobody knows necessarily if the game came from the cult or not, but it sounds like it's more widely believed it came from the cult itself.
I think it did, at least.
But like, oh yeah, like, because they had so many drugs, like they had like, I don't know how much. I've already forgotten since then how much we've touched on it, but they had like people manufacturing this shit. They had enough where they could have killed his 13-year-old daughter when he finally, like, when he was taken to prison, was put like in charge of the cult, and a lot more people would have died, but their detonation stuff was just crap.
Well,
So they didn't go off. So like they could have honestly been one of the deadliest groups ever, because they had access to all this like toxic shit that I'm perplexed by. Like, how do you just have such a stockpile of like deadly material? But yeah.
Well, they did have a lot of money. They had a lot of money and a lot of power, and probably this is probably one of the closest. The cult has gotten the closest to being able to take over a government.
Yeah, like everybody in his like cult thing that tried, they did fail to infiltrate the government. But yeah, just some crazy shit. Like, I guess he was very charismatic. Like, he I don't know if being blind kind of also helped.
Trumpism actually. Okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. There was a cult that did take over the U.S. and it's still floating around. You know, good point.
This is okay. This is too much liquid. I already have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Well, I don't have to pee right now, but we're along. I will do the wrap up on this Japanese cult guy.
Cool.
So, in thoughts, this Ashihara guy, I do think that I made a valid point that legally Trumpism definitely took over this country and is still involved right now, legally and illegally. They did try to raid the Capitol. But, so, this Japanese motherfucker here, who was blind, who really, I mean, he accomplished a lot, and not in the good kind of way. He had a lot of power. His narcissism really was rampant, and I would definitely say that blind aspect might have kind of helped the situation, as kind of like that stereotypical sage-like thing that we get in our mind. Television, comic books, a lot of stuff gets kind of put into our mind of this blind sage-like person on top of a mountain that has all the answers. And I think that kind of played into that persona he created. Which, I mean, technically he wasn't like 100% blind, but he was pretty blind. Because I think one eye was completely blind. The other one he could barely see out of. But there was enough to where he could kind of be aware of his surroundings. So it wasn't 100%, but either way, it kind of, I think, played into that aura of that little sage-like wonder that a lot of people are looking for. And he kind of played into that stereotype that he's the sage, he's blind, but he knows all. And I think that kind of helped make it easier for people to follow him. And then he had like I said, he had animes, he had comic books, he had television spots. And then this video game comes out like right after the attacks. So it just kind of seems like there's a possibility that somebody that was part of the cult likely made it. Now, did Ashihara directly influence the game? Maybe, maybe not. Because games do take a long time to develop too. So the fact that this game was released shortly after kind of also makes me wonder if it wasn't in development ahead of time. And it was meant to be released shortly after the attack. So all I take into consideration, there's some possibilities.
Did we even express like what happened? Like that they had the umbrellas and they poked the bags on the subway, or no?
No.
That's what happened.
Either way, it was a big enough thing that it changed a perception in an entire country. That's kind of a big fucking deal.
Yeah, that dude was super scary because there's nothing scarier than a charismatic like idiot, you know?
Sage like blind man. I don't know how I feel about this.
You don't like it because it's not good.
All right.
I mean, it's tolerable. Like if you were at a party and there was a cooler full of this, you'd come back.
That's true. I feel like that part of Mortal Kombat just like toasty. Anyways, that is a wrap on the Amashiriku. We got one last little. Oh, Kaiser Bunny, thank you very much for the chat. It's just the way it is, mostly for the podcast because I've gotten some weirdly. It's more of just some weird people want to come in here and just say some weird shit.
Sounds like a thing, really. I didn't know that was the case.
I've had some people in the chats that come in and say, "But welcome," and I appreciate you very much. I had it just anybody could come in and chat, but I've gotten some really weird shit from people. I mean, somebody wanted to pay me $1 to lick their ass for them to lick my asshole. I don't know. It was some weird shit. So it's kind of a help to reduce some trolling situation.
Wow.
Oh.
Why,
Taste of
hello.
shoe leather and smell like onion. I mean,
onion is delicious,
That's
and that probably just means that you're eating too much onion.
no, he was Irish. He wasn't German extreme. It was Irish. It was 2 Irishmen, I think. I don't know. It was a screen name. They could have been men. They could have been women. They could have been each. But either way.
Justin just wanted to brag that somebody wanted to pay him to like lick his asshole or lick their asshole or something.
So now it's just followers, just there's just been enough weird stuff. It's just kind of a troll preventative situation. So it is what it is. No. But we are going to jump to our final cult here, or maybe a cult. I don't know. This one's a little bit more lighthearted. So this is. I found these people a while ago on.
Let me say, I'm not sure they're a cult. If we're talking about the one I think we're talking about, the garden.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're a cult, but I don't think they're not a cult.
Here, I'm just going to play the first little clip here.
They just seem like a bunch. Well, I guess I should let
I'm going to give you a tour of the garden. This is how we end climate change. Grow your own food. Alpha, what do you do at the commune? I live, love, learn.
Hello, this is the women's cabin. So we're back at the garden and there's like 15 new people from TikTok.
No, but TikTokers just arrived for a tour. You are also welcome to come here. The address is in the description. Honestly, look how cool this place is.
All right. So this is the garden. And I saw them on TikTok a while ago. I was thinking about talking about them, but I never got around to it because I just didn't. But since we got on this cult thing, I was thinking, oh yeah, these guys. I totally forgot about them. So we're back into this whole situation here with the garden. And they're an interesting folk. But a lot of people kind of got this whole idea that they decided they were a cult because they were trying to live kind of off the grid, starting a group of people. They invited a bunch of people to come live with them. They will put the address out on TikTok and on YouTube.
Yeah, they're called the TikTok clock or clock. The
TikTok
TikTok clock, the TikTok cult.
Yeah. But even before, because they were on YouTube, they were on a lot of social medias before TikTok, but for some odd reason, TikTok is where they just blew up. And they often invited people to come visit, come be part of their community, help them grow, everything else. TikTok clock sounds like a Banjo Kazooie level. It's not a lot of wrong interpretation. But they the whole thing is they're trying to be sustainable. They have their own gardens. They hunt their own food. They it's a commune.
Yeah, it's a commune for sure.
It's a commune or a cult. But to be honest, it doesn't take long to turn that switch from one way or the other when the commune or a cult.
Well, because I guess they were established like
they've been around for at least 7 years prior to this, from what I understand, if I remember correctly.
Honestly, I don't recall either. But yeah, they'd been around.
Yeah, it's not like they just suddenly popped up. They've been around for a little bit.
There is some stuff that comes off culty, but I honestly think it's a bunch of because they were accused of like drawing in people, like there were claims of racism,
which was
which I don't know how to, because this is the thing. I love and I know the California raisins. So like,
yeah,
cool. But the choice of wig was questionable because what they did, and it all seems to be centered around this one lady, all the controversy.
It's all, the girl that was towards the end.
I think she's beautiful. My boyfriend is anti-white people with dreads, but I am like, Jonathan Davis was one of my first crushes.
Towards white people and dreads because dreads is like a multicultural situation.
Well, I don't care. I'm not like a cultural appropriation kind of person.
Yes.
I don't necessarily. I think if you as a human, if your hair could do it, do it.
Yes.
Like if it's possible, I don't think it's like claimable. And plus, certain things you just can't claim because they show up everywhere.
I'm not going to necessarily disagree with that. Maverick says white people with dreads looks like shit. Because honestly,
I love how this woman look, because I love curly hair with dreads.
Yeah.
On white people, black people, or all of the. I love dreads. I support dreads. Like Justin Bieber's dreads look like shit, but he could have grown those out and they could have become something.
I will tell you, I will never have dreads. I've braided my hair, but I will never do dreads. Because it just kind of looks unpleasant.
I like them. I love dreads, and I think everybody should. If you want dreads, do dreads.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
You might come across somebody who's like, "Oh, cultural appropriation," and to that I say,
yeah, I disagree with cultural appropriation because there's been, but whatever. Dreads, it's your own preference. I'm not for or against it. To be honest with you, I'm just kind of like,
I just can't believe
if you can pull it off, go for it. If you can't, don't.
I'm gonna spend all night sending like sexy pictures of white women with dreads. Just like, look, it's possible. Meant to. I mean, obviously, you don't feel Jonathan Davis. But, we'll find some ladies.
Playboy. White women in dreads.
But like, I like this girl's hair because she's got like curly bangs and then like dreads.
Yeah.
But she's just odd. Honestly, I don't think she did anything necessarily wrong, but she's definitely an odd person.
Yeah. Because a couple of things that happened is apparently they killed a cat. And then she decided to skin it, turn into a hat.
But I agree with their reason for killing the cat if it happened the way it happened.
Because the cat
had attacked some livestock, like some geese, some birds. And if you're a farmer, you normally kill that because you can't, that's your livelihood there.
Yeah.
You can't have a cat coming and killing your food, especially when you don't believe in grocery stores and shit like that.
Yeah, and
so they killed the
eggs
cat.
and there's lots.
They ate the cat, and this lady made a hat out of it. And to me,
To be honest, that's
campy man.
That's possibly the most naturalistic way of doing things, as in back in the day, tribes and stuff would use every part of any animal they killed.
And I'm a fucking cat lady, but I'm like, if you had to kill a cat because they were killing your food, and then also you ate the cat and you also turned it into a functional, I don't know if honor would be the word, but I just feel like you used it. Like,
yes,
at the end of the day, we're predators in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to kill,
although human and predators come off in a whole different context these days, carnivores.
Well, not even carnivores. I guess we'd all be herbivores or
omnivores.
Yeah, omnivores. But like, yeah, that's what I meant. But no, I'm not necessarily mad at that. I'm not happy about it. I'm a cat lady. I wish the cat didn't have to die, but also, like, I understand circle of life, bro.
It's a circle.
They didn't fucking beat the cat to death with a baseball bat or anything like that. Like,
well,
I mean,
to be fair, we honestly don't know the method of.
But if it happened the way they said, I don't think they would beat the cat to death with a baseball bat. But yes, they did kill and eat this cat. And well, I don't know if I should say it, but you, as somebody who knows somebody who butchered the cat and ate them
Why are we bringing up old things? Okay, so.
Because I'm talking about killing and eating a cat, plus when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate. Just because you feel like feeding it to your family, not appropriate. When it's,
I need to apply context to the situation here. So, I had this friend in high school. Really good dude. He was very chill, quiet, unassuming, very nice guy. And then one day, out of nowhere, one of my other friends gave him this other cat. So we gave him the cat. He had it for a long time. And then out of nowhere, he decided to kill this cat, quarter it, skin it, barbecue it, and fed it to the entire family and didn't say anything about it until after they ate it and realized the cat wasn't around. He served some jail time, went to some psych facilities, and he's got a lot of psychological issues. He's been off the rails for quite some time. But, yes, he just randomly killed, skinned, and quartered his cat and just fed it to the family as it was barbecued chicken. I don't know how much context I can add to it, but this is just one of those random things.
That's it. That's all.
I had no idea about this. Like, I came back from basic training, and everybody's like, "Oh, did you hear what happened to so and so?" And I was like, "What happened to so and so?" And like, "Oh, he killed the cat and gave it to and fed it to his family, he barbecued and everything." I was like, "Oh, what?" And it was a whole thing. He even was on the KLAQ morning show. They were talking about him. It was a thing. It was a thing. And yeah, the dude's got a lot of psychological issues now. A lot of it has to do with methamphetamines. And
well, we didn't have to go into his life story. I think all of us wanted was just to know, like, what? He ate a cat?
There was a lot of things that happened. It's a complicated story, but I'm not defending his actions. I honestly haven't talked to him in years because he got extra sketchy, and I don't want him around my children. Yeah. So
fair.
There's a whole thing, but my heart does feel for him because he's got a lot of things going on up in here that are imbalanced. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's all the drugs or if it's a combination of drugs and predisposition to things.
Our heart goes out to you. But also, this did happen.
Yes. My heart goes out to you for the demons that you're dealing with inside your head. And I'm saying that in the most
But I'm just
way I
saying, like,
possibly can.
that's what they thought happened.
Mhm.
What really happened, I kind of believe. I honestly think I'm not sure this is a cult. I just think it's some hippy dippy people.
Yeah.
Who thought, like, you know what, like.
I mean, to be honest,
we can continue the story if you like.
Yes.
I feel like
honestly, I thought many a times about how awesome it would be to have a plot of land and put up some houses and everything. Now, my vision is a little bit more modernized than their vision, but I would like to have like gardens and just only close friends and family, people that matter to me living together, but also far enough apart to where we don't know each other. Because I am a person that loves my personal space as much as most of my friends and family.
That was one thing that, like, I felt like I don't know if I could deal with, is just like, you all have to be there, do this at a certain time, and then you just have to exist among these people. Like, when do I get to chill out by myself, though? If I don't want to be a part of the community or certain situations, I should be allowed to not have to be a part of.
Oh, exactly. I don't care much for the whole having to participate in so many different things and constantly be surrounded by people. Because now I don't know necessarily if that is their day-to-day life, but I noticed some of the people that have been there longer have a little bit more privacy and nicer houses, but at the same time, I don't know, the people that kind of were there earlier probably already brought more to the table to begin with than some of the other people that have brought like RVs and campers and RVs are the same thing, or like school buses, like modified vehicles to become homes. So, I mean, I guess that's part of the whole coming in and building more, because there are some people that have been there for a couple months and you can see them in the Vice documentary where they're actually building a house, and that might be their house, or maybe they're building something for somebody else or for the community. I don't know, but there does seem to be a little bit of a kind of a hierarchy, but not a hierarchy. Like they all seem to have a vote. They all make decisions together, which seems cool and all, but at the same time, like, if I were to do something like that, it would be only people that actually matter to me. I wouldn't be inviting the whole world. And I think that's part of the other issue that kind of came about.
Well, yeah, is they thought, like, because when they first started posting stuff on TikTok, everybody was like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is awesome. And as their viewership grew, it became more negative and more negative. And then people started threatening coming to this commune and basically being
to shoot them and harm them.
And then they were like, oh, fuck, we just blasted our fucking address out there to everybody. And now people are threatening to kill us.
And I'm just saying, like, there's no excuse to be coming out here being like, oh, threatening them or causing, just because they have a different point of view on what human life should be like and what the world should be like, doesn't mean it gives you the right to be like, fuck you, you're different, I'm gonna come shoot you. Then it goes for everything else. You know, if you're not causing harm to people, there's no reason to be coming at people sideways. Now, if it's a cult full of child molesters, I have a different opinion on that. And that is all I'm gonna say on that situation.
Which was not brought up or they're accused of. That's
that has nothing to do with anything. Their big thing is the cat. Oh, and the dog.
And the dog, yeah.
Because I guess...
and it's all this one chick.
Yeah, it's all the same girl. But part of it, too, is I think she laps up that kind of... attention. And, like, her dog got hit by a car. And she wanted to honor him and keep him around, so she preserved his tail and wears it on herself. And to be honest, I'm not going to judge that, because if something happens to Mallory, I don't know what I'm going to do.
My dog's
my little Mal, and I'm going to show you why. Don't go limp on me. Come here.
You're gonna lift up a limp dog.
Yeah.
It's just like a cult leader.
This little precious Mallory. She, something ever happens to her, I'm going to be devastated. And I just want to remember her forever. So I'm not sure what I will do when that time comes.
Yeah, my boyo, my Static, he has passed. We had to put him down, and I still have plans to dig him up once he's like
fully skeletalized.
Yeah, and he's like buried in a place where that's possible for me. So eventually, I do have plans to gather him just to have, especially like, you know, if I move somewhere else, I intend on having him. But yeah, I'm a cat lady now only because I've had the best damn dog you could ever have in your whole entire life. Like, I can't imagine having another dog and trying to expect that dog to live up to my Static. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Oh. I couldn't stand Static.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah, that was the one thing that was kind of annoying because he hated Justin. Like, but he also, like, I don't know, he was very protective of me, and I could sick him on people. But he wouldn't, like, necessarily bite people. Like, if you kept coming at me, he would run up, jump, sit beside me, and if you came near me, he would be like,
barking and
fuck
snapping
you,
and all that stuff.
Like, and I would go, and I could tell him, I could be like, go get him, and he would like do it. He would do it. He was like the dog everybody thinks they have. Like, you know, like my dog would protect me if whatever. I was like, nah, this dog, I didn't have to ask.
Like, I would just be like, I'd be like going home and I call hugs.
My mom too.
And,
I would have to calm him down.
And
but he would be like, don't like, and I would be like, it's okay. And like sometimes it would be really frustrating because he would just be like, no. But there's been a like couple times where he's like, as far as I'm concerned, saved my ass, where I'm just like that dog was the perfect, like, just a perfect dog. He was super sweet. I loved him so much. He listened to me to some degree. I would say for the most part, but it was just like he was my favorite.
He was, I guess, a pretty good dog overall, from your perspective.
Yes, he was the best. If you ever wanted a guard dog, it was him. He was a Dachshund Chihuahua, so there's not much he could have done. But like,
I still want to punch him across the room.
The best. So that's also part of why I'm a cat person. All my cats too, the best cats in the world.
I got plenty of cats and dogs. Does anybody want a cat? I got some kittens for you. DM me. My social medias.
My sister also has cats, and my best friend also has cats.
Okay, you know what?
Cats are almost as bad as mice as far as breeding. You need to get those fuckos fixed.
CarecoProductions.com. Social medias are in all of there. If you're looking for a kitten, cats abound.
We got white cats.
We got black
orange cats. We
no,
got
actually,
black cats.
we
do have black cats.
I got rid of my black cat. All right.
We got a black cat, a black calico. That's what I call it because
mine was a black calico.
Yeah, black calico.
I got a cream-colored cat with some stripes. I got 2 orange cats that aren't as kitteny anymore, but they've gotten bigger. But I couldn't get rid of those from the last one. There are cats falling out our asses. If you need a cat,
you have to get cats.
Come to our asses.
Fucking when it happens, like my cats are pretty much indoor cats, so I have 2 that aren't fixed, but they don't. But Deborah has this one cat that is skinny enough to fit through because they have like a cat run, and then they're allowed in the house, well, in certain rooms. And there's this one cat that just is skinny enough to get through the wire, and she gets pregnant all the time.
Oh, that was so
I also have cats who have made the conscious decision not to have babies. Like Kitten, she just fucks
she's never been...
everybody up. Like she's been around multiple times where people could have knocked her up, and she just fucks them up
she's
every
never
goddamn
been
time.
fixed.
She's like, you're
Never had
not
a
getting
kitten.
near me.
Not one single
You're
kitten.
not getting near me. And and people have tried. Cats have tried, and they just give up because she beats the shit out of them every time.
Anger management.
She's like, no, you will not touch me.
All right. We have gone over time. We're approaching our hour and 15-minute, which is my cutoff. Because after last podcast, we went way over because we had so much tackle. We were party rocking hard. You can catch that other episode on the Perico Productions channel on YouTube. Just check it out. It was lots of fun. We went 3 hours of drinking everything: Jaeger bombs, Jello shots, kamikazes, buttery nipples, Patron, Ciroc, Patron on the rocks. We did everything. Check it out. It was fun. We talked about all kinds of random shit.
Yeah. I'm not sure I remember all of it. I even watched I watched the podcast because I was just like, how bad was that situation? I think it was good for drinking as much as we did.
A lot.
But,
and then this girl over here, after we signed off,
I was like, let's drink some more.
And honestly,
I played Clifton Hicks, my banjo playing raw.
This had vodka up to here. By the end of the podcast, I think we were not the end of the podcast, but the end of the night, we were down to here. And then she came and stole some vodka for other nights.
Yeah.
With some triple sec. Drinking was on, and I still got a shit ton of butter shots and Irish cream.
You're gonna the Irish cream is probably gonna be gone long before those butter shots.
Yeah.
Because where are we at? Oh yeah, we're at the end of the podcast, so
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Real quick before we do this, let's do an experiment.
Happy anniversary, Maverick. If he's still here, if he hasn't fallen asleep, because both of us did not get very much sleep last night.
I didn't get very much sleep either. As a matter of fact,
that's why.
I worked last night. I fell asleep at 1 and I woke up at 5.
Yeah, we just stayed up for a long time watching Castlevania, which I've got it. Have you watched it yet? Because I told you, like,
I still haven't watched it. I still haven't watched
that is a show that I think, honestly. Oh my God, Justin, are you looking at what you've done? What did you put in here?
This is just Kool-Aid and Irish cream.
It's separating. It's bad.
Yeah, it looks terrible. That's why I said we'll save this for last.
But why is it separating?
Because Irish cream.
Is that what it does?
Yes, it's
just with everything.
Shit. Yes.
Oh, yucky.
This is gonna be terrible. Cheers. That is not a creamsicle. That was bad. That was bad, and I regret my decisions.
Did you really expect it to separate?
Yes, because I did. And Maverick said, "Happy anniversary." He said he heard Kool-Aid, and you got to keep them separated. So this has been our podcast, and don't join a cult unless you want to join ours, because I am the Reverend JP. This is demonic or
Diane.
devilish Diane.
I'm pretty sure it was demonic.
I think it was demonic. We're gonna get her some devil horns. We're gonna zhuzh her up a little bit. We gotta figure it
Honestly,
out. I got my thing going. I wanted a pink shirt, but all I could find was purple. Delicious, Diane. Then she's got to wear like cupcakes on her head.
I don't care either way. Whatever will distract from my face, I'll take it.
But this has been Bust to the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And please, if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. Help us grow. We want to do some funner things. We're working on some other stuff. Like I said, we've been doing some drink specials. I got some more stuff going on, and I got some other scripts written. And hopefully we'll be doing these sooner. And join us every Monday at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/bottom class. And like I said, you can find us on the YouTubes later. We also have our Perico Productions website, which is pericoproductions.com. You can donate to us. We have some merch, which I still need to get some cups sent to us. And let's have lots of fun and help this thing grow. And you can also find audio versions at bestofthebottom.podbean.com. You can listen to us on your commute to work and listen to us being jackasses. And please join us. We love you guys.
Yes.
Tastes pretty good.